One of the things that many people seem to notice about my live sets is there's a lot of 60s, a lot of 70s, 80s, and 90s. There's not a whole lot of stuff from the last 15 or 20 years. That's not necessarily by design. I don't, handpick these things to fit a certain kind of theme in my sets. I don't go for, like a classic rock sort of vibe. It's just I'm a classic kind of dude now. Like I'm getting up there in years, and like I've said before, I don't really know what you crazy kids are listening to these days. So I stick with what I know, and I try not to, I've picked up some of those compilations of the things that get nominated for the Grammys every year. I'm like, I'm going to familiarize myself with some of the most like popular hits of, this year or the past couple years, and I'm going to work them into my sets. And I'll get like 4 songs in, and I'll start skipping through, and I'll go, God, nothing on this. I don't think I can stomach a single one of these songs. So that shows my age, among many, many other things that show my age. But one artist who I've really kind of been turned on to in the last year and a half is Jason Isbell. Jason Isbell used to be in the Drive-By Truckers, which was a kind of a southern rock sort of alt country band based out of Athens, Georgia. At some point, he leaves the Drive-By Truckers and he strikes out on his own to start making music the way he wants to do it. And the results begin a career trajectory for this guy that take him to what is, in my opinion, probably one of the greatest all-around albums ever released and recorded, and that's this one, Southeastern, from 2013. I first heard Jason Isbell when a dear friend of mine named Carol Brown performed one of his songs at a show that I was attending. I was listening to Carol, and he played the song Traveling Alone, and I'd never heard it before. I'd never heard anything by Isbell that I'm aware of at that point, but when he got done with that set, I went up to him and I said, "What was that song that you played, the Traveling Alone song?" And I kind of quoted whatever lyrics I could remember. And he goes, "That's Jason Isbell." He goes, "You got to check him out. He was in the Drive-By Truckers." He gave me a little bit of the history. And so immediately, I started, finding songs by Jason Isbell on YouTube to listen to. Traveling Alone, Cover Me Up from this album, Flying Over Water, Stockholm. These are all amazing songs. This album, just about front to back, is insanely good. It's hard to find one that you wouldn't want to listen to. There's hardly a skipper on this album. And so immediately I ordered the thing, put it in my car. I was listening to it constantly, and I've become a huge Jason Isbell fan over the last year and a half. So he is a singer and songwriter that it's hard to kind of assign a genre to. He's an acoustic poet, an acoustic storyteller. Country music fans love him. Folk fans love him. Rock fans love him. Just anybody who likes good storytelling, heartfelt, lyrical, folk, rock, country type music is going to enjoy Jason Isbell, or will find something by Jason Isbell that they identify with and that they can listen to time and time again. There's something that he does that will be the cure for whatever ails you. His latest one is called Reunions. I have this one as well. I've been listening to it a lot lately. I've been learning Dreamsicle from this one, which is kind of his current hit, because I'm going to start working that into my live sets. But still, I find myself returning time and time again to Southeastern. Southeastern is one of those albums that just gets in your soul and it takes hold, and it never comes out. Once it's there, it's going to take hold. It's going to be there for a very, very, very long time. So these 2 albums, Southeastern and Reunions, I can highly recommend both of them. I have the stuff that he did with Drive-By Truckers. I'm just starting to pick up some of his other stuff. I'm sure it would all come highly recommended from me, but I can't as personally say, hey, you're going to love the stuff as I will. As I can, say, number 1, listen to Southeastern, pick up Reunions as well. They're great albums. I have just started doing Cover Me Up by Jason Isbell from this album. It's the first song on the album, and it was a big hit for him several years back. And Cover Me Up kind of defies explanation. It's a very airy, sort of open song. The guitar playing that he does in it is very sparse, and he lets his vocal performance and the lyrics that he's written carry that song and to transport you to the world that he's trying to describe and that he's trying to kind of build, instead of doing a lot of fancy picking or doing a lot of flashy leads. That's the type of song where he uses the guitar as a very minimalist sort of backdrop for him to then craft the kind of tale and the kind of performance that he wants to do lyrically and vocally. And so I love Cover Me Up for that reason. And I always wondered, can I pull it off? And I can't come close to him, but I do think that I have the early workings here of a good song in my set list that, people who like Jason Isbell, and I get requests for him a lot, are going to appreciate. I think I'm going to be able to do it justice eventually. I don't think I'm quite there yet, but I think for a first effort, the performance that I'm about to show you is an honorable one. I think it's admirable. I think I did okay, and I think you can see the potential here for where I can eventually take it. This was from a very small gig. It was a fundraiser that I did recently at a place called Café 141, and this was me, for the first time ever, playing Cover Me Up by Jason Isbell. So I hope you like it. I hope you'll check him out. Both of these are worth your time if you have Spotify or if you want to look some tracks up on YouTube. So please enjoy the song, and if you like what you hear, check out some other videos in my Story and Song series. There are several already up and many more on the way. So please come back in the future and we will walk through some of these stories together. I'll tell you a few things that hopefully will entertain you, and I will play you some songs, literally me showing you performances through the years of my gigging yesterday and today that hopefully you'll appreciate as well.
Heart on the run, keeps a hand on the gun, can't trust anyone. I was so sure what I needed was more, tried to shoot out the sun. Days when we raged, we flew off the page, such damage was done. I made it through, 'cause somebody knew I was meant for someone. So girl, leave your boots by the bed, we ain't leaving this room. Someone needs medical help, or the magnolias bloom. Cold in this house and I ain't going out to chop wood. So cover me up, you know you're enough to use me for good. Faith to the test when you told your address in Richmond on high. I sobered up, swore off that stuff forever this time. And the old lovers sing, I thought it'd be me who helped him get home. Home was a dream, one I'd never seen till you came along. So girl, hang your dress up to dry, we ain't leaving this room. So Percy Priest breaks open wide and the river runs through. Carries this house on the stones like an old piece of wood. Cover me up and know you're enough to use me for good. So girl, leave your boots by the bed, we ain't leaving this room. So someone needs medical help, or the magnolias bloom. It's cold in this house and I ain't going out to chop wood. Cover me up and know and know you're enough to use me for good.